He fell. Oh, yeah. Happy Saturday. It's good to be here a little late, but we're here. Absolutely. Good morning, all patriots, fellow Americans, like-minded individuals across the world. Take hold of this Saturday. Don't let it get you down. Yeah. And we are in a little bit late. I apologize. We have had a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world. On the personal front, and as a personal favor, I would ask you to pray for a couple things. As we were going off air, we had just went off air last night. I got a call from my granddaughter who had fallen skating. So we spent about a little over 2 hours in the ER getting x-rays and a soft cast. And we'll be following up with an orthopedic in a week for another x-ray. It wasn't determined whether it was actually a break, but they think it might be swelling due to swelling. So anyway, pray for her. I told her I was going to call her Crash. This is the third. She plays hard. This is the third time. Different places on the arms. I had to put her. She said, I'm going to have to bubble wrap her. I guess I will. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Michael. Good morning. It was quite the evening. As I was leaving to go to pick her up to take her to the hospital, there was an ambulance on my street, and they come in right about the same time we got there, and a guy's wife and I, they had moved him before I could ask him. I was going to pray for him. We did pray for him, but he'd already been moved to the back. Apparently it was very serious. I do not know this neighbor. He's quite a bit down the road, but he's still a neighbor on the road. And he was pretty shook up. They were trying to stabilize his wife. I hope all is well. We know these things happen, but still pray for them. Then this morning, a trifecta of news. My wife fell cooking bacon. Not good. At least the grease didn't get on her. Helped her up, so she's had some problems. Fortunately, no breaks there. Praise God. So yeah, just keep a good MAGA man down. Well, it's just been thank you, Jake. It's just been a whirlwind. I told Robert, I said, I feel like we got a dark cloud over us. It is this last month. It's just been, it's right on a month. It's like a lot of stuff going on in our lives. We must be onto something good here at the podcast because it seems like we're getting fought every day with something. Oh, but y'all pray for those. I'm glad they're okay. Shout out and prayers to the family of those, that helicopter crash. The video is heartbreaking. They call that the Jesus thing or whatever, because when it goes out of that helicopter, I mean, you're going to meet Jesus. Yeah, it's a test of faith. Amen, brother. It sure is. Test of faith. The show's not going to be dealing with all these things. I just want to get them out of the way. We're going to talk about some MAGA stuff. An amazing Friday for the administration. We're going to go through about 17 things that the administration announced, and just kicking butt and taking names. If we can get these, if these things come to pass, I'm telling you, you can mark her down. It's the greatest administration ever in the history of the United States. I'll say that. I'll say that because I think that they're on a march to rescue our country. George Washington, did what he did and took the British on, but we've taken the world on, it seems like. And I'll say it. I think it's the greatest administration. I think they're going to get the most done of any administration ever. We'll get to that in a minute. But the videos are heartbreaking. The family, they took pictures right before they got in the copter and sitting in the copter from Spain, I believe they were. No survivors, including the pilot. That fall was apparently that rotor came loose. Bad maintenance or bad parts or both. Once that thing snaps or comes loose, you're done. And it clipped the rear rudder, the propeller basically. I don't call it propeller, we say that. But it clipped that part of the body of the copter off, and then all three parts fell in, and among many small parts, fell into the water. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And so you hear helicopter pilots talk about that. I'm not a pilot, but I know a lot of pilots, and you hear them talk about that. That particular copter, or they may all have something similar, but I know this particular one has that mechanism which has to be checked, rechecked, maintenance, and serviced. You got to know what you're doing, because if it goes, you don't have anything. You're just dropping like a rock. So horrible, horrible scenes from the Hudson River. Prayers to those families. In addition, I think I mentioned the other night in a quick update, I want to update a little more. There's no details yet. The missionary in South Africa. I didn't know all the details at that time. He was taken by gunpoint out of his church while preaching. We talk about this all the time. People think, "Oh, that never happens." You tell people that you preach that in America, what would happen if they come in by a gunpoint? Do you truly have faith? Are you truly a believer? And, various versions of that. People think, it never happened, but what ifs, well, it does happen. He was taken at gunpoint. They took a couple of phones from a couple of the parishioners. Apparently, there's always been violence in South Africa. It's a wonderful place. I'm not putting it down. It's beautiful. I've had missionary friends from there. But it's a lot of crime. And I don't know if this number is accurate, but I've heard about 2,000 Christians have been killed. It's because the news is not going to put much time in it. About 2,000 Christians have been killed in the violence. There's definitely an attack on the church in South Africa. Of course, they're probably wanting ransom. A lot of prayers going up for this dear brother and his family and church family. Excuse me. So you're in church, and they come in and get you. Okay, Michael. Yeah. I'll send you a link, brother. It's been making. If you look at my Facebook, you'll see. I have forwarded this out 2 or 3 times. There is a brother in Christ who has been updating people. All the local churches around here, pastors I know, are picking up on it, and everybody's connected and sharing this back out. There at one point they even stopped making any announcements because they wanted to. Good morning, Killer Carl. They wanted at one point they wanted to be to not send out anything because he's obviously being held at gunpoint in wherever they've got him. So, but they have sensed. They've just really been amazed at the response for prayer for this dear missionary. But these things do happen, and yeah. Good morning to all. Happy Saturday. They don't want to put out too much news, but at the same time, you just got to update what you know. But this, God is in control. We'll say that. I mean, they're intending bad things, obviously. Obviously, I had some friends, missionary friends, once. They were missionaries in South Africa, and they went to a birthday party, and they thought they had a lot of money because they kind of dressed up in their Sunday best, driving a nicer vehicle. Went to this house. They came in on them. Um, okay, thank you, Killer. I'll be somewhat working, but I have some time, and I could come on. And thank you for the invite. I'll be by phone. Hopefully, it'll show up good. If it don't, put me out there, or I may take my iPad. But I say somewhat working. I'm working, but I have a lot of free time. So thank you, brother. God bless you, and God bless your show and you and yours, James, all the folks associated with Angry. What are the Empty Pockets podcast? Yeah, Empty Pockets podcast. And I like to say, it's not an advertisement for me, but for Killer Carl and this great coffee company, 55coffee.com. I drink it in the studio. I have some. Great company, great coffee. Use your promo code Carl15, CARL 15, and you'll be helping dear brother here as well. Yes, you can tell James is a good man. You can tell that. You just know things about people, and he's a good man. I've got to get over and watch his podcast. I have followed him. Maybe today I'll go back and watch his latest video, but you can tell that. Is that his daughter, Killer? I may have missed that. I know that she's related somehow to somebody in there. Well spoken. She is well spoken. It's a comforting thought. And for those that know, I'm talking to Killer Carl on the Rumble side. If you don't have a Rumble account, you need to get one. You need to get a Rumble account. And I'm flashing a little bit because of the screen, because I'm doing a link in with StreamYard. I'd intended on just going all on full Rumble this morning, but due to the incidents with my granddaughter getting hurt and my wife falling this morning, I was a little late coming in the studio. So, Brandy, yes, is well spoken, and you can tell you've got a great program going on with great people. When at times Killer can just he can just ride and engineer and do things and top stuff, and they just take it. And you got good stuff going on when you can do that. That's not always possible. Well thoughtful, well knowledgeable. That's probably not good English, but it's okay. Good, very knowledgeable people about the issues that can just take things and run with it, and just great comment after great comment and keep the discussion going. And so tune in most nights. Yeah, it is nice to be quiet sometimes, which some say that's hard for me to do. Me and Robert early on, and I'll say this: I am going back to MAGA stuff. I got 17 things this morning. We're gonna have to dig in today and then going forward. Amazing Friday for the administration. Amazing. But early on with Robert, Robert would have this thing that he did where you're just not used to working together. I mean, we never worked together. We recorded everything at first. We went live. Robert would have these moments of silence, which, sometimes you can have a little silence if you're just for the effect. But an old radio guy like me, and I've done some radio, silence is like the worst thing. You just can't have silence. So I would just fill the gaps. So he said, you're going too fast. He said, I wanted to talk about things 3 issues ago. And you just kept going. I was like, well, you stopped. And every time I would take a breath, you never said nothing. So to me, it's no dead air, baby. That's right. You got to keep it going. People will tune you out. They'll change the channel. It's awkward. So I said, just start talking. I'll be quiet. We'll try not to talk over each other. But, if you got something you want to say it. You can't be shy. You got to just do it. Because my brain fires like that. I'll think he'll say, it's the preacher in you. You think of too many things in a row. No, I didn't got to do with the preacher. I said, I'm not preaching. If I was preaching, that's different. But I said, I'm used to keeping things going. Let's see. Killer says, I hosted my first 4 hours of radio for John Fredericks. Never done it before. First hour was rough. It is because radio's tough because you can't. And here it's nice. I mean, I'm on Podbean too, which I can't see anybody. I see when they come in. but you can't see anybody if you're just doing radio, and you have to keep the discussion going. So you talk a lot. I mean, yes, you're just burning through. It can be exhausting. I mean, in your brain, you're just thinking bam, 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 and where do I want to go, and not losing your thought. And so once you get used to it, it's really good. Now, I was doing. I was working with the engineer. I was actually at the radio studio, and I used to love working. I learned a lot from the engineer. I used to go in and sit down with him before and after the show, especially after I'd listen to other broadcasts. And he was an old. His dad was in a Southern gospel band from like Michigan, and he'd been in radio for years, and he taught me a lot of stuff. And he gave me a great compliment, which not bragging or anything, but I would watch him. I just got used to watching him because your engineer gives you signals. Yeah, good producer makes it much easier. Tyler is really good. Helped me through it. That's awesome to have, man. I'm telling you, it's gold to have one. When we were doing our stuff and recording it, I had an engineer and a co-host, and we would shoot our stuff up to the internet. Well, in the old days, we recorded on tape, then CD, then digital. I've been through all versions of that. But I would watch him for his cues, and so, I learned how to respect my engineer and the job he's doing, or she. In this case, it was a guy. And he told me that I kept the best sounding program of all the programs where people come in and had a ministry or whatever it was. And the reason is, it's great to shout. It's great. And in a church, it's great. But on a broadcast, you just bounce those needles off the end. And then he's trying to refigure everything so it don't shut down on you. It's very hard on the equipment. So, people like to scream and stuff. He said, you make my job easier. And I said, well, and he was great to make me sound good. And at one time, this was just a little local AM, but they were on the internet. At one time for 1 month, we had the most listened to show for the month. The station owner actually emailed me and said, man, I think you ought to know this. And we were doing a little bit different show, which was, it was basically about Israel and the Middle East. And we brought, obviously it was ministry, but we were talking about all the issues that still go on today. And I still enjoy talking about them. But Michael says, it's hard to be quiet when you used to talk a lot. I really know about that. It really, you do get used to it. You do get used to just going. And if you're going to do, Killer says, a 4-hour show, that's a long time. That's a long time. With little short breaks maybe, or no breaks. I don't know if you have breaks. But sometimes you got those commercials or announcements, so that's a short break. But everything's firing so quick, it ends really fast. A break for somebody listening seems forever. A break for somebody behind the mic is like, you feel like you're, rushing. Gotta hurry. Oh no, I think we got 10 seconds left. And if you will notice, this is not a knock, but if you will notice, I'm always back first. Usually. There has been a couple instances where I couldn't. Yeah, there's breaks in then the hourly news. Yeah. That's because I won't let the broadcast come back to empty seats sitting there with mics and dead time. I just won't do it. So sometimes things are not quite ready for me. I just come on back. Or I will run another commercial. If you see me double commercial, most of the time I can get them done in one. But if I run into a hiccup or somebody's came in the studio to ask me something, I run it. Or I see Robert's not back. I run a double commercial. That's so that I can just keep things going. Now sometimes we have a promo or something we're wanting to play too, so we have plenty of time. But we try not to do too much of that because we don't want to lose you. We want to talk to you. So that's just something you do. Michael says I'm able to talk to most anyone anytime about most subjects. And I feel like I'm like that. If you read the book, and I've mentioned this before, if you read the book, very old book, I think 1940s, Winning Friends and Influencing People. If you've been in business before, it's required reading. I mean, well, it used to be. It still should be. But they've all went to the other more up to date because they got videos and stuff, and some of those people have passed on now. But those skills work, and if you show interest into what other people are interested in, well, then they will listen to you. They will listen to you because you listen to them. It's a give and take. It's a real give and take. So sometimes you can't go to chat. Killer Carl has anywhere from 600 to 800 people marching through his show, and if all of those decided to chat, he could never get it all of them. And he has quite an active chat. So he picks out the things that he needs to pick out, and that's what you do. Sometimes you miss stuff, but you spot stuff, or you've got mods that are running through and keeping the chat people entertained, and then highlighting. I used to watch a guy out of California. He had a couple of really good mods. And I don't know if he ever really looked at the chat every once in a while, but his mods were great, and they would pop up things that he needed to know that were happening in the chat so he could comment on them. And I thought he was kind of a spastic kind of guy, but he was really good at that. And being old and not working, I'm more up to date than I ever was. Well, yeah, but you keep your mind active. I never understood people that said, I don't want to retire. I'll be bored to death. I thought, are you kidding me? There's so much stuff that I want to do that I don't have time for now. I would just dive myself more into that. When I do step back from working, it's going to be even more podcasts. That's what I do. I didn't build a studio for nothing. I noticed I didn't get my TV on behind me. I did, but I didn't get it on the right thing. So bear with me. But pray for those folks we mentioned, the missionary, my little granddaughter, possible broken bone. Pray for the gentleman's wife on our street. I hope she's okay. And my wife who fell. Good Lord. And then pray for there's a lot of other people need prayer. Absolutely. Well, Friday was an amazing day for the administration. An amazing day. Brought the cabinet together, and they began to give updates on things that were going on and things they were working on, or things they were doing or going to do. And it's truly, truly amazing when you think about it, just the volume. And not only volume, because sometimes people will talk about, what they're doing, but it's a lot of, Biden, they would talk about stuff they were doing, but it was horrible stuff, or it was, we'll pray for you too, Michael. It was horrible, or just stuff they were doing that we didn't want to get accomplished, or they weren't going to do any of it. It was just all fluff. But this is a president that gets things done. Before I start into the 17 things, I will say I enjoyed hearing Bill Maher say his positive things about the president, which is amazing. One of the things I heard him say that he can laugh. He knows how to laugh at himself. It's amazing what they can learn if they'll just spend time with the president. And excuse me, pollen. Good old pollen. So anyway, Trump really kicked things off in a powerful way. He talked about the consumer prices dropping and energy costs down, and the country is making $2 billion a day from the tariffs. He's, quote, we're fixing trade deals that should have been addressed decades ago. America is finally demanding respect. He's been talking a lot about that. And you've got the grifters and the drama queens and the ambulance chasers and everybody else, the sky's falling folks out there on MS and CNN and everywhere else, crying and saying that he's a dictator and that the tariffs are killing us. And we've got to get something done with the tariffs, and it's bad and all this stuff. Well, no, it's working and it's getting things done, and he's put a pause on a lot of that as he's really working on China right now. I could say working them over, but that's kind of what he's doing, and he's getting them into a position of that they will actually do. Yeah, Michael, he says it's better to go 3,000 miles and sell each other than being on opposite sides of America. Well, yeah, and you don't have to like somebody. They personally, they could dislike him, but if he's getting things done for the country, then sit back and shut up. You don't have to cheer his praises if you're a leftist. Just shut up. Just take, what they do anyway, take credit for it. That's what they do. I'm surprised they haven't spun this, that Biden was working on all this before But it was other people holding him back. I'm surprised they haven't went there, or most of it. He really thought of it first. Trump just stole his ideas. That's the kind of crap they pull. But the things are working, and the country is getting on a better financial foothold. You can feel, and one of the things in a country, in our country, that really drives everything is that what the consumer feels. If there's a high positive opinion about from that the consumer feels good, they'll spend money. I mean, we don't have no problem spending money in America. We like spending money. In fact, we like spending it so much. I don't say we, everybody, but a lot of Americans go in debt, which they shouldn't do. But they'll go in debt to spend some money. But what's been happening is there's been a little bit of a squeeze going on because people, well, it's been a little tougher time, and people are worried. They're worried to death, and so there's impacts. There's impacts at my company. Things have tightened up a little bit. The spending is down. People are not buying as many things as they were. It's impacted the car companies. They've laid off whole shifts at one of the local manufacturers that's here in the town, over the state line. Major car manufacturer. They've had changes coming. Why they've had changes coming? Because people are not buying as many cars. Some of the EVs and all that, they've had to slow down. It's not there, but people are holding on to their money. They're trying to put away for the rainy day. They're trying to pay off debt. People are worried. I hear people talk about it all the time. They're worried about what the stock market is doing. People that never talk about the stock market are talking about what the stock market's doing. So, yeah, Michael, if China wants to collapse, then let them. Their economy has struggled. China's has, and they need us. They need us bad because they need American markets. So he's absolutely on point. And so the prices are dropping. Energy costs are going down, and we'll get to more about that in just a minute. And $2 billion a day from tariffs. That sounds like a pretty significant number to me. A pretty significant number. There's a comedian I like, Malacuso. If you know who I'm talking about, yeah, sometimes he can get a little wordy with his bad words, but he's a funny guy. But he was talking about, he has this thing where he talks about people paying their fair share of a meal and the tipping and all that, and the art form of not paying but the bill getting paid, or you're the ones with the bill and everybody puts their money on the table and you realize everybody didn't put all their money on the table. You're stuck with it. Well, that's kind of what it's been feeling like for the American taxpayer, that money's just been disappearing, but the bills are not getting paid, and we're going further in debt, and everybody's just got their hand out for the American taxpayer and just taking their money left and right. But now we actually have somebody that's fighting for us. And don't you just love it when they kiss the president saying something about people making money, including the rich? Like, that's a bad thing. I had somebody send me a video. About the president making a comment about the rich, getting rich. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I don't care. That's America, baby. If you can't have, if you got rich, do you want more? I mean, money's money. I mean, nobody stops. You just, do you just stop making money and say, oh, I made too much, we better stop? Rich can reinvest. Rich own companies and corporations and provide jobs. Just quit. Everybody's got this attitude of everybody, up above them, they're horrible people. I've known plenty of rich people, solid, salt of the earth people. They didn't get there by accident either. They got there by very hard work, a lot of setbacks, and they made it. And they took care of people around them, and the people rode with them. They provided people, they lifted people out of their station in life and made it a better place. So I hate it when people just paint the brush over stuff like that. Unless you're a hater of this country, then I do. If you hate this country, get out. I mean, take that. These 17 things or so are, people that hate the country. I mean, you're benefiting too. So sit down and shut up. That's number one, Trump. Number two, Secretary of State Pete Hegseth. Beautiful. You probably heard the news. Signed the agreements securing Panama Canal with U.S. military presence. Troops returning to former bases to counter Chinese influence that grew under previous administrations. Big win. Why? We don't want China controlling the flow of goods. The canal, which is that shortcut, and charging more prices, which get passed on to you, the consumer. And America paying higher prices than anybody else. No, get out. We did it. We made it. We lost lives building it. We're going to make sure that nobody's taking it over and don't have skin in the game, and will hurt us. I get tired of these people in our country. I get so sick and tired of people in our country talking about what's fair across the world. Fair? When did the word fair ever come into play? And when did any other country talk about what's fair for America? Whenever. But they sure do cry about every other country out there, including Russia, China, North Korea, whatever. We got to be fair. Fair? In this case, being fair, you lose. They do not have our best interest at heart. They don't even have our last interest at heart. They want to see the collapse of the United States of America, and the quicker the better, and the more brutal it is, the better. That's the way they think. You got to take care of the home team. Then you can help others in certain ways, but where the idea of fair was? Where's the idea of fair? Where do these people come from? So I guess wherever they live, they go down the street and they go door to door and they knock on the door and they go, "Is everything fair here? Do I have a little more than you do? Do I need to sell some things and make things fair?" Do they go house to house making sure things are fair through their neighborhood? Why in the world would we go around the earth and make sure everything's fair for everybody else, and it's not fair to them that we have more? How about they act like a country? How about they build their country up? How about they get to working and quit fighting amongst themselves, or have some law? How about they treat others right? How about that? Fair. I don't care about fair. Fair gets you hurt in the world game. In the global game, fair will get you hurt. But boy, they sure been over for the last 4 years and said, "Here, show us fair," and that's what we were getting. That's fresh meat in the prison right there. That's what it felt like. Fair. Let me show you fair. When you go into prison, you don't walk in and go, "Oh, everything's going to be fair." No, you got to fight for your right. I mean, there's a code. There's a code, or you're losing things. And that's the way it is as a country. Fair. You take care of your people. You defend your people. You make sure your people are taken care of. Then we can talk about some help around the world. But where's this idea of fair coming from? How many ships have been sailing towards America with fair? I've never seen a shipment yet that showed up at the ports of Savannah or New Jersey or anywhere else, and they said, "Oh, this is a fair shipment. Let's unload the fair, all the stuff. We got to make sure Americans are taken care of. There's some veterans living under bridges. We got some kids hungry. Where's the fair shipment? I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. We've done that for others. Where's the C-130s that are flying in from other countries, landing and saying, 'Oh, you've had a disaster. Let's help you. Let's take care. We're going to help you out.'" There's a few countries that might show up. Maybe. They might help us in a disaster. Most of them, they sit back and have a party. Fair. You go, Pete. Fair is this. Listen, and we know this. People in MAGA know this. People on this podcast know this. People in Killer Carl's podcast know this. You win by strength. You don't win by fair. You got to have strength. Your enemies will abuse you and run over you. They will burn you down. Fair. No, it's through our strength that we provide any kind of fairness. It'll never be fair. It'll never be equal. It's just the way life is. Yeah, you're right. They gripe about Elon being rich when he's not living a luxury life. You know what? You give that guy a computer and a cell phone. He's happy. He just builds stuff. He designs stuff. Fair. My God. Fair. All the people that worked their tails off and made something of themselves, you got these people that are, on the sidelines, won't lift nothing to do anything. They never broke sweat in their life, and they want to talk about my fair share, your fair share. Come on. America is still. There's obstacles been put in the way. It's been opening up now, but America is still the place where you can come with a lot of hard work. I mean, a heck of a lot of hard work. You can build something. I'll use this example in Killer Carl. Killer Carl has got a very successful podcast. I applaud him. If I didn't do it, I would applaud him. I applaud him. I admire his what he's doing. He didn't get that by just somebody giving him something. He's built that. He's built that. He's hard work. It's and he does it because he loves it. I'm sure. I'm not speaking for him, but he's not sitting on the sidelines and let somebody else do something. No, he's working. It's time away from family. I mean, and he loves his family. I mean, I heard him one night. He said, "I'm only home for an hour tonight. I go pick my daughter up." That's what families do. You do that, but you're also spending time away from them. You're working hard. You're not looking for a pat on the back. You're just doing it. It's what you do. You know, you want something in life. You work for it. You sweat for it. You invest in it. You reinvest in it. You don't use it up. You don't be frivolous with it. You get smart. You get smarter, and you learn how to make things work. And you put away for the rainy day. You daggone right you do, because tough times are going to come for everybody, and everybody hurts. Everybody has loss. Everybody has something. Again, I'm sorry for my screen flashing. It's being extra. Oh, by the way, we lost power last night too. I don't know why. My wife texted me while I'm at the hospital and goes, "I think the power's off." I was like, "Oh, this is great." My granddaughter's like, "I don't want to hurt with my arm in the dark, with candle." We got back, it was on, so I had to reboot everything today. So it's been sitting cold, as they say. So everything's a little weird today with the thing. So I've had to fix a couple of things. But anyway, way to go, Pete. Number 3, the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick. We've heard this too. Countries are lining up to negotiate after we had talked about the tariffs. We talked about tariffs, and we placed some tariffs on some people. The people are lining up. The countries are lining up, ready to do business, to make negotiations. That's something that's a little bit more, there's that word, fair. Because they know we've been getting shafted. Biden's administration had no problem with a shaft coming. In fact, they were bowing down and getting on their knees and bending over in front of the world. "We're so sorry. We're the bad Americans." God, I can't stand that stuff. I'm telling you, it fires me up. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. David Cordell, and I'll say it this day of April 12th, make sure I got my date right. I ain't apologizing to the world or anybody in the country for nothing. I didn't do nothing to nobody. I'd have nothing to be sorry for. I get tired of this victim mentality or the guilt. That you've hurt people, 300 years ago, or something happened 100 years ago, or even 50 years ago, or my gosh, 2 years ago. Things happened that hurt somebody, and it's somehow my fault. No, it's not. I will not apologize. I'm not apologizing for anything that happened previous in America. I'm not. It's well past, and you probably have well dealt with it. And like I said, bad things happen. I didn't do them, and I don't. I'm not apologizing for them, and I'm not apologizing, or I'm not going to trash the United States of America. That seems to be popular among a lot of our populace today. Let's just trash this country. We're horrible. We're horrible. That's the people. This gets me too. This quote. Just ask people around the world, and they will tell you how bad America is. I don't care what they've got to say. I don't care. I don't care. That's like, you can't control who's in your neighborhood. They move in, they buy a house, they move in, and somebody says, your neighbors hate your guts. I don't care. If that's the way they feel about it, I don't care. I hate that they feel that way, but I didn't do nothing to them. They don't like something about you or something. Well, I'm too bad. It's tough. You can't make people like you. You got to get over your feelings like that. I mean, people are so, we've been so mean around the world. Oh, yeah, we've been so bad. We've been so bad. And, that's why you got to have strength. You'll get conquered. That's why you got to have a strong military. This whole idea we're going to downsize our military and we're going to just get along with everybody. We don't need all that military. That scares the world. Let's reduce our ships. Let's reduce our planes. Let's reduce our missiles. And we'll make a handshake deal with the world. We're here to be your friend. and we'll throw money at you. And when you give them jobs and when you give them money and clothes and all that, food, they won't want to hurt you. And if you believe that crap, you're stupid. You're stupid. No, you always defend the castle. People are invited guests that are invited in. They act up, they're dealt with. And you tell others, don't even think about coming into my party. If you're not invited, don't come in. You don't like that? Tough. We're America. We did it. Isn't it funny how they trash the American spirit and American drive? Oh, lazy Americans. What do? They don't know nothing. They don't sacrifice. Well, what do we got? We got better than you. What did we do? Apparently we did something pretty daggone special. So special that you hate it. You may hate it for different reasons. You may want to tear it down for different reasons. Maybe you're jealous of what we got. Maybe you're just a sorry, no good for nothing thief that wants to take it. Or maybe you have a different ideology and you hate us because we're a Christian nation. I don't know, and I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You can trash us all you want. You can make fun of the way we talk. You can make fun of the way we act. You can make fun of how we say things. I don't care. I don't care. And me and Robert have the saying here, it's none of your business. If you're not an American, it's none of your business how we live our life anyway. So who cares? I love it. We have a president that understands this. What was the old expression? Speak softly and carry a big stick. Well, he speaks with a loud voice and carries a big stick as well. So yeah, the gold card program launches within a week, a little less now. Potential citizenship pathway previously undisclosed. It's only talked about a little bit. It's been talked about, but not talked about. And it's ready to be released. More money coming in. We're going to get the best of the best. We're going to get people that can really perform and make money while we're doing it. That's number 3. Education Secretary Linda McMahon. One of those words that kind of gets my tongue. Let's see what Michael says. I was chatting with Ravma the other day about them telling that the new law would keep women from voting if recently married. Yeah. Well, our country's been on a mission to kill marriage for decades and kill kids. They've been killing kids first. Now they're destroying they're trying to destroy marriage. Crazy. Education Secretary holding back $400 million from Columbia. Yes. Anybody crying? Doesn't bother me one bit. Columbia, for whatever it has achieved in the past, and it had a great start. And it may be some great things going on there now, but mostly what we seem to hear about is that's filled with just a cesspool of liberalism and leftist ideologies. And they allow jackboot people, for it's not even really from here, to come on their campus and just take over parts of it. Just take it over. Yeah, just take it over. No. $8 billion from Harvard over campus anti-Semitism. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, there's the anti-Semitic rise in our nation is happening at a rapid, blistering, fast pace. I know it's like a double negative, but it's okay. It is happening so quickly. And I've said it before and I will say it again. I am not always a fan of Israel's government. Not always. Just like I've not always been a fan of our government, things they've done. I am a fan of Israel and the Jewish people. Just like I am anybody else. I don't want to see them killed, just like I want to see others killed. But they're not dropping bombs on their neighbors because they just want to expand. They just want to be left alone. And unfortunately, they're surrounded by people that are trying to destroy them every day. And there are people that come in our podcast and they hate Israel. I always tell them you're free to your opinion. But I just won't let them come in here and start talking about the annihilation of all the Jewish people. That's not going to fly here. I'm not going to do that. And for those podcasters who say that I'm I've been bought off in my ideology by the Jewish people. Shut up. You can don't follow me. I'm nobody to you anyway. But I love Jewish people. Bible says to take the gospel to the Jew first and also to the Greek. That's everybody else. We should be witnessing to them, and yes, we should be helping them. They are attacked, and you know what? When you poke the bear, and if they went heavy, they may have. I'm not the expert on the damage. There is massive. I get it, but you were cheering. You were cheering when the freedom fighters, as you would call them, went over the border and stole women and kids and men and did unspeakable things, including murder, torture, rape, you name it. You were cheering. You were cheering. When the response came, you're not cheering anymore. You know, if we had people come over our border, under Biden, we'd have probably apologized. If people come over our border now and try that kind of crapola, the response would be massive. And then people would be crying about that. Don't attack countries. Don't attack its people. Don't throw missiles into its schools and hospitals left and right. Don't strap bombs on and go on buses and walk in pizzerias and blow innocent people up. And it might go better for you. You can disagree about who owns the land. That's fine. Fair enough. But you know what? It's peace through strength. You're not stronger, and you're being shown that. And you will cause your own annihilation if you continue to do that. Do I enjoy seeing women and children suffer? No. But these men are not being men. They're on a mission to kill, to destroy. And they are causing Israel to unleash pure hell. That's what's happening. Actually, they could have done a lot more. For the people that think there ain't more that could have happened, a whole lot more could have happened. It could be a dust cloud. They might have nothing left. This has been going on for a long time, and this one went over the boundaries of even what they're going to put up with. And for every fighter, freedom fighter, no, they're not, they're terrorists, that came over the border, if you're not already dead, you will be. Israel is not going to arrest you and not bring you to trial. Everyone that came across the border and kidnapped their people and did the unspeakable things, you will be found and you will be killed. It does. I don't know how long that will be, but for the rest of your life, you'll be looking over your shoulder, and that's your cell phone. Every time you go to make a call, you're going to be wondering if that just signals where you're at, or your phone's going to blow up as well. Enjoy the rest of your life, not because you're not going to enjoy it, because you're going to be hiding in a hole the rest of your life. You can't come back and say I'm sorry, and you can't show up and say, "Can I make this right?" You're just going to have to run for as long as you can, I guess, because you're dead. You are a dead man walking. And so, yeah. Yes, Michael, they're just making more false narratives. He's meeting with all the governors to return education control to states. You know, we've heard about that. So four cabinets, or including the president, 4 victories. Number 5, EPA's Lee Zeldin canceled $22 billion in grants, launching largest deregulatory action in history, end quote. By the way, Carl Mehta has put this list together. Thank you, sir. I enjoyed the coverage and the video. You just put it in a nice, concise form, and I thank you for that. Canceled $22 billion in grants, launching largest deregulatory action in history. Goal is lower home heating costs, make cars affordable, approve new power plants. New power plants. Yeah, we're shipping more oil out than we ever have before. It's turning, folks. It's turning. Weeks, just a few weeks. Look at what is happening. Look at what is happening. The billions of dollars that being returned, billions of dollars not being wasted and spent. Economy making an improvement. Power being generated. Exploration of oil, and we're going to talk about that a little more too, as they are approving platforms in areas of the Gulf of America. Lower home heating costs, making cars affordable, and approve new power plants. Awesome. I love it. We talked about this in one of the previous MAGA minutes and a little bit in Southern Fried MAGA. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. America must rebuild shipbuilding industry to be a global, and I love these words, power, global power. Notice that doesn't say fairness. We got to rebuild our shipping so we can be globally fair. No, we want to be a global power. Goes on to say, stripping, quote, green, end quote, and, quote, social justice, end quote, requirements from infrastructure to focus on actual roads and bridges. Remember how our former transportation guru, czar, whatever you want to call him, he said that our bridges were racist? My God. Where do they dig these people up at? And he's got a lot of other problems, which we well know. Yeah, we're going to focus on getting our roads and bridges fixed. We've got problems, absolutely. Yeah, I like Gutfield. I wish I'd have saw that. I'm glad to know he was on there. I had to go back and try to catch the episode. But yes, Michael, they laughed at this. I put a MAGA minute out about this, and I don't remember which social stream it is on. I had people just attacking me left and right on it. Not the most. I'm always mostly people that follow me. They're like, yes, amen, yes. But I had some naysayers come in. They said shipbuilding. Like, yeah, oh yeah, he's really making a difference. Oh yeah, he is. And some of that shipbuilding is not just for commercial. It is also going to be for military. The Clinton administration, that glorious administration, which shrunk our military more than most countries have as a whole. Think about that. And China just kept building. We're kind of playing catch up. They have more surface ships than we have. They're catching up in carriers. China is building and building and building in this area. They have advanced fighter jets now. Folks, we've not been ready for a potential invasion, an attack by China. Will it ever happen? I don't know, but we got to make sure that they think there's no way in HE double hockey sticks would we even try that, because America will spank us down. We have a president now, and yes, it's going to cost. It's expensive, but if we don't waste money everywhere, we might just have some money to build the most advanced radars, the most advanced fighter jets, the most advanced ships and subs, and yes, missiles and whatever else we need to tell the rest of the world, oh, we're not here to be fair. We're here to tell you to leave us alone. We're going to help around the world, but don't ever think that you're going to take our kindness for an act of submission. We are going to be America. We are America, the great America, land of the free. And by gosh, it's going to stay the land of the free. So to the Chinas and Russias, North Koreas, the Irans, and all the other countries around the world who seek our destruction, chew on that for a little bit. Chew on that. But yes, we got to get back to, and after all, we got to keep those shipping lanes open. So you don't let the little Houthis or whoever else, the little tribe of Houthis. There's not as many Houthis today as there was. Their population has dropped some, and we've ensured that by some of the mail that we've sent them. And so they could have had a few more around, but they decided to try to attack our military ships. And yes, there's a few more Houthis that are not in the world today. The graveyard's got a little fuller over the last month or so because of the Houthis I don't know what they thought they were doing. I guess they thought that Trump was the same as Biden, and they got, as my daddy would say, a little too big for their britches. They ran their mouth. They tried to be a bully when they tried to be the little chicken, the little chicken hawk, and come out and bad talk, the mean bear, lion, whatever you want to say, and they became lunch. So, yeah, but yes, absolutely. Let's get a couple more in. We'll take a quick break. I'm going to warm my coffee up, as we say. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. Tariffs will help farmers struggling with 30% cost increases. So yeah, there's, we looked back. If you go back several years, we know that the cost of our farmers to do business skyrocketed. And farmers were telling everybody, listen, it is now costing us so much money to get the fertilizers and nitrates and different things that we need to do what we do, the fuel cost, all that stuff is going to get passed on to you, the consumer. And it's truly exploded. And so, yeah, there was a lot of increases there. So the tariffs are going to help farmers struggling with those increases. They can get a good price and keep farming. We need our farmers. We need our farmers. Farm aid was great, and maybe it's time to have another one. I don't know, but why can't we just have a president like we have that's doing farm aid every day instead of a one-off with a bunch of music? Why don't we just have a celebration? We don't ask for no more money, and we just celebrate the farmers and celebrate the country and what they do, and at the same time cancel some contracts for any kind of food coming into the country, which is sick and infected and whatever else, with disease and things we don't know what they put in there. And at the same time, clean up our food supply, RFK Jr., which he's trying to do. She goes on to say, working with RFK Jr. to revamp food stamps, USDA's biggest program, while removing, quote, DEI elements, end quote. You see, you can't even have a program without having all these elements that created problems within it. So, number 7, the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, is making sure that things are getting done. And then we'll go to Treasury, and we'll take a quick break. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, managing trade queue with 75 plus countries bringing, quote, their best offers, end quote, successfully handling debt ceiling increase in budget bill, and emphasized shifting focus from Wall Street to Main Street. So, they're happy. These negotiations are happy with what's going on and get these best offers that are going to help. And so the Treasury Secretary, all smiles, things are going good. And they're happy to see that. Things are moving quickly, as they say. And that's good to know. New leadership. There's a debt ceiling. They're going to get an increase in that. So, that will be done. And so they're getting their part done, not dragging their feet. Don't you hate it when politicians or administrations drag their feet and just things never get done? They keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. They talk about so long, one day they find out it's just not going to happen. Yeah, they did get comfortable with Biden. Mushy brain. Yeah. Well, now they've got someone hitting them hard. Oh, then they wanted to get mad about it. Then they got hit hard again, and they found out that we can hit even harder than they can get mad. And you know what? You know this, Michael. We talked about this the other night. We didn't unleash what we could have. That message was just a tap on the shoulder. That was just your, hey, excuse me. Don't do that. You're not going to do that. And you give them that look like, if you do it again, you get what you get. There's people around the internet that have a 4-letter word that they say. I'm not going to repeat that. But something about around and find out. There's a lot of truth in that. So it's like, keep on doing it. And then you'll get what you get. Some call it karma. I call it justice. We're going to take a quick break, my friends. And I'm going to refill my coffee is the only reason. And do need to play a run one ad. I mean, you got to do those things, right? You got to do it. And Patriot Mobile, I usually have it on the screen behind me. I guess I have it beside me, but not behind me. But Patriot Mobile, we're excited to be with Patriot Mobile. Use the promo code Cornbread. Your first month is free, and you'll be supporting. You'll save money. You're going to save money as well, and you're going to also help the Southern Fried Podcast. This is a way through your phone. You're saving money. You're helping America with a great American company. Company of faith that stands on principles that we do, First and Second Amendment, the preborn, America First values, and the fact that you're also helping us, and you don't have to take anything extra out of your pocket. We're not asking you to, you don't have to scan a QR code or anything. You just go there, you sign up, use a promo code, and as long as you're a member of Patriot Mobile, you'll know that a percentage comes to us and helps the podcast that you enjoy watching. And I mean, it's just taken care of, and you save money. So you're actually saving money. There's not anything extra coming out. Actually, we're putting more money back in your pocket because the services are cheaper, and it's a great company. So you don't have this wokeism that's going on with these woke companies and all the you just don't feel like you can trust them because they seem so crooked and they're always digging with extra fees and stuff. You know, the company has some set rates and stuff, and they're fully open. They show you what those are, what works best for you, and while you're doing that, you're helping the Southern Fried, and then that's just going to help you to get more because that's going to help us produce more and to be better and do more as we go. So it's a win-win. So we appreciate it. So quick commercial. We'll be right back. We'll go and look at Mammoth Nation. Hey, Southern Fried fans and your Cornbread Nation. Well, yeah, that's right. We're going to advertise for Mammoth Nation. To all proud Americans, we call attention to these thoughts. Are you tired of woke corporations that don't align with your values? I know we are. Look no further than Mammoth Nation, the ultimate destination for patriots like you and me and Rob and everybody else, including old crazy Uncle Jeb, who believe in putting America first. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, we're proud to partner with Mammoth Nation because they share our unwavering commitment to faith, family, and yes, freedom. Just like us, Mammoth Nation believes in the power of the American spirit and the importance of preserving our great nation's heritage. When you join Mammoth Nation, you're not just getting access to amazing discounts on products and services, you're becoming a part of a community that stands against the forces trying to tear our country apart. From supporting veterans and first responders to promoting Christian values, Mammoth Nation is the go-to platform for conservatives who want to make their voices heard. So what are you waiting for? Join the Mammoth Nation movement today and start enjoying exclusive deals from businesses that share your America First values. Together, we can make America great again, one purchase at a time. Don't miss out on this opportunity to support a company that truly cares about our nation's future. Sign up for Mammoth Nation now and experience the difference of a community that puts America first. Use that QR code on the screen, folks, and that will take you right to the website where we also will be helped in your support of these values. We are customers of this great American company. Rob is a monthly supporter, and I am a lifetime member of Mammoth Nation. We're so appreciative of companies like this. Please be a supporter, not just for us, but for America. These companies need our support. We're patriots. Stand together with patriots. Take care, and God bless. Hey, Southern Fried Podcast fans. This is Dave the AM for the Southern Fried Podcast. We want to advertise for W, who's got some special things going on. So are you tired of those energy drinks that you drink and they give you the jitters and the crashes that come from the typical drink? Look no further than W Energy Drink. It's a revolutionary new beverage that will keep you energized without any of those downsides. For a limited time, folks, a limited time, W is offering an incredible 30% off on everything they sell. That's right. You can stock up on your favorite flavors and save big while enjoying the smooth, sustained energy that only W can provide. I'm a customer member, and I can testify to this. I love this drink. No shakes, no crashes. And if it can help my mental acuity, I'm happy too. Awesome. They have a unique formula that provides you a perfect balance of focus and vitality without any of those unpleasant side effects that we don't want. No more of those shaking hands, crashing you in the middle of the day. Just pure, clean energy to help you tackle any challenge that comes your way. But don't wait too long. This 30% offer won't last forever. Go on over to W's website now and start shopping. Remember to smash that promo code Southern Fried into the area where they ask you to put that in there, and it'll help us as well. You're still going to get the 30%, but it'll let them know that you are supporting us, and so we appreciate it today. So try a W Energy Drink and experience the difference for yourself. Your body and mind will thank you for making the switch to the energy drink that truly delivers on its promises. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save big and upgrade your energy game with W. Don't forget, use that promo code Southern Fried. Yeah, we're back. We're back with hot coffee in hand, and that's always a good thing. And we somewhat fixed the screen behind us, so See, not looking at that blank page. We're up to number 9, Attorney General Pam Bondi. Well, by the way, if I can get the words out, let me bring those back in and say those again. Those were bad. Thank you, Christiana Benjamin. Christiana Benjamin, for the like on Facebook. God bless you. And for all those in Instagram and Facebook and X and Rumble and Twitch, I think, trying to see all the different streams, Podbean maybe. Appreciate you all being here. Hope you're having a glorious Saturday. It is beautiful weather. I need it in my life. It has been quite the experience. Wow. And I was, did the show last night. I wasn't feeling good. You just power through and you do the best you can. Hello, Christiana. I appreciate that. And thank you for saying that. By the way, there's a satisfied customer. And we are too. And we appreciate you saying that. Again, I'm not going to back something I don't believe in. We had approached them months and months and months ago. They finally got back with us. We didn't think it was going to happen. And we're so appreciative of their stance. It was the best business meeting I've ever had in my life. The best, absolute best. And thanks for supporting them. You know what? If we were never an affiliate, I would say support them. Absolutely. That's the way I feel. I'm already a fan of something before we do it. The Mammoth Nation, I had sent off for some Dubby to try it because I'm not just going to do anything, and I really like them. And Podbean is that's the 4 we have, and Podbean is a great platform. I really love its audio side, and appreciate the Podbean platform. It's wonderful. Really helps us with a lot of our audio side. We're still straightening out a couple things over there, but we do appreciate them so very much. And very soon, we're going to have some coffee available. I would suspect, and just by guessing, we'll be probably on at one of the shops soon. You'll be seeing that come up. We've got to get things set up. Waiting for our tax ID number to come in. All that's being worked on right now, and then we're going to have some coffee sales and a few other things, and we'll try to blend our shop in with that and have it links for all that will be on the website, which I was really hoping we would have that this week, but you know what? I want them to make it right and make it good, and they're doing us a solid. It's another one of those partnerships and relationships that's been made, and thank you so much for FYN Media. Or FYI Media. No, FYN. Fetch Your News. Fetch Your News. I got to think acronyms throw me off. So, yeah. Okay, and we have a request from Georgia Coalition for Vaccine Choice. Final countdown. Urge a veto on SB 144. May 14th is the last day for Governor Kemp to veto. Senate Bill 144, that bill that hands pesticide manufacturers a free pass and strips Georgia families of their right to seek justice. Signed into law, SB 144 will block lawsuits and when pesticides cause cancer, Parkinson's, or irreversible harm to children. This is a direct attack on our health, our environment, our Seventh Amendment rights. Use your advocacy tool. Absolutely. Definitely. Stay involved with what's going on in Georgia. We are Georgia-based, and I've been meaning some of our shows are going to start more focusing on Georgia politics. We touch on it, and we do address it a lot, but we haven't spent as much time there as we can, and we certainly need to do it. Thank you so much for coming in here and sharing that. Michael says, I've been with y'all for a while. I've had paper for a while. So yeah, they're really good people. Absolutely. And you said also, a comedian said, if anyone invaded land in the South by the time the military got here, all you would see is beer cans and shotgun shells. Rednecks would just say, war's over. A lot of truth there. A lot of truth. You're not going to mess with Americans. Absolutely. So thank you, Christiana. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. And please feel free to come and help, and we'll be glad to post things and help out. We are Georgia, North Georgia, and South Georgia based. Our studios are both ends of the state, and then we just shoot towards the middle. By the way, I will say thanks to Barry as well for all the emails and stuff that he has sent and phone calls to all the different entities about the monkey farm, the Safety Human Medicine. The Georgia Supreme Court did not want to pick that case up, and so the company says we're building. Even when RFK Jr. says animal testing is going to be a thing of the past, they're full steam ahead to build this monkey breeding facility that's going to sell monkeys to these labs to do all sorts of ungodly testing on them. But yeah, he also claimed, along with her post, was he believes that within like a short amount of time they're going to have what's causing all the autism, and they're going to put the stopola. As it is moving off the scale, and we know that there's things that are doing that's affecting that. And so I'm not as well versed. I don't want to start quoting things that I'm not 100% sure on. I've got a pretty good idea on some of it, but I will wait for that. And we'd like to have somebody come on and talk about that too. And Christiana, if you ever like to come on and talk about some of those things, feel free. Let us know. We've got all kinds of programs you can do that. Number 9, Attorney General Pam Bondi. Courts are siding with Trump administration on spending discretion. It's just it made the liberals so mad because they can't stop him in some of the things he's doing with decisions. 11 defendants charged with possessing $11 billion in cocaine. Nice. I guess they had that split up fairly, $1 billion apiece. So they've been charged. She announced that. And prosecuting, quote, Tesla terrorists. Yes. I wonder if our guy on the homemade four-wheeler that had the katana in the back and the air pump, I wonder if he's in that. Oh, and thank you, Michael, for your offer too. I didn't miss that. Tesla terrorists with no negotiations, 20-year sentences. Yeah, baby. You gonna just go all terror rogue on Americans just because they have a product you don't like the owner or whatever? You better check up. You're fixing to get picked up. I guess you can go cry to the rest of the world and ask them if it's fair. All these people that are not about fair, that you say that we've got to be fair too. Maybe you might want to rethink that. Pam Bondi. Also, the announcement that supposedly within days, the MLK, the rest of the RFK Jr., and what was the other one? Releasing all the documents they have within days. Should have already been done. I don't know what was the holdup on the extra JFK and the redactions. Don't have all these redactions. Just put the stuff out there. We can handle it. We're Americans. We can handle. We know it's ugly. We know it may not be everything that everybody wants, but let's get all that stuff out there. Far enough time has passed. We need it. The nation needs it. Put it out there. Let all the podcasters, all the journalists, all the Americans just have access to that, go over it, and make their own, decision about what they think about it, and put together what points they want to put together about it. Let's do it, and I applaud that. So that's a kind of a 9B in there that we see. Number 10, the Labor Secretary, Lori Chavez DeRemer, uncovered massive fraud, not a shock, $400 million in bogus unemployment payments. Oh, how nice. $400 million, I said billion, $400 million in bogus unemployment payments. Money went to 25,000 people over 115 years old and 10,000 not yet born. They're going to be returning a lot of money to the Treasury. Wow. Think about that. They say they're going to eventually be able to return billions to the Treasury. Remember when Biden said, this is what ticks me off too. Not just that. That's bad enough. But remember when the disaster happened in North Carolina and other places? Remember how he said they didn't have the money? They didn't have the money to do what needed to be done. There's only so much money. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You wasteful, destructive people knew exactly. You knew exactly. And if they wanted money for something, they went and got it. But they said there was no money. FEMA don't have the money for that. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. I did appreciate hearing from Dog Tag, our friend, Robert Dog Tag Diamond. tongue twister there. I was thinking diamond first, but dog tag. Walking the Appalachian Trail, bringing highlights for, or to bring attention to, not highlights, attention to first responder and military suicides. Hearing him, some of the things he's talked about. Uh, and I enjoy his check-ins from the trail. We usually get those every Wednesday, sometimes extra, but every Wednesday. Go to his. He has a Facebook, but really go to his YouTube is where he does a lot of his fuller videos. These are like 17 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes in length. A lot of beautiful scenery. Him talking, hiking, showing you scenery. He does more pictures, and a little bit of video on Facebook. Most of the videos go up on YouTube. But appreciate him. Is that right, Michael? I heard something about it. I haven't had a chance to look at it. Jasmine Crockett has been collecting her dead grandmother. So, it just gets worse and worse, don't it? But anyway, what I was going to say is he was talking our last check-in about some of the devastation. He's now up in North Carolina, and so he is seeing stuff that they got fixed, but he's able to see some of the devastation up there for himself as he's walking along that trail. So there's still a lot to be done, and a lot of the local people are getting her done. But go Labor Secretary, absolutely, way to go. We love you. DHS, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christian Noem, the second month of record low border crossings, the second month of record low, not record high. That's what we were seeing, record low border crossings. Implementing a self-deportation program with a path to return legally, which is a nice touch. Okay, you're gonna, hey, I shouldn't be here. I need to get out. I'd like to come back one day. I'm big on redemption. I don't, and if these people are not the criminals, we don't want criminals, but if you're a family and you want to come to America, make America better and greater and awesome, then there's a path. And I have respect for the path. We need legal immigration. We do. We're all immigrants. We're not against that. We just always say we're just against just flowing in and taking over and taxing the system to a point that's at a breaking point, in some cases broken. And then she also mentioned special provisions coming for farm workers. And that would be those that come across the border. And yes, they do pick the crop. We've heard this from liberals. Who's going to pick your watermelons? Who's going to pick your corn and all that? Well, we got machines to do a lot of that. But there's still a lot of it's hands-on. It's a very labor-intensive job that gets done. And I'll say this. For those workers that come over at Georgia, get it together because you have a problem here. There has been abuse that has went on for some of these workers in South Georgia. Some not good farm owners who done bad things to these people. You need to go to jail. Some of them had their paperwork taken from them, some abuses. They were treated like basically prisoners and paid not what they were should have been paid. And there's only 2 inspectors, I think, for the whole state to go and check on these folks and make sure that things are right according to that. And abuses have happened. Shame on them. Shame on Americans doing people like that. So I'm about cleaning up the mess, and this is some of the mess that needs to be cleaned up. Absolutely. All right, then he got around the table. I like this table, by the way. I like a table that gets everybody around the table. You don't have to have some people sitting at the kiddie table. Nothing against the kiddie table. I sit there one time myself. But when I was a kid, I always wanted to sit at the big table. He's got a table. If you go watch the video, he's got a big table. It's big enough to go all around the table. Everybody's got their names, a glass of water, coffee, something. Got their nameplates there, all their places. They got their stuff. I like that. Elon, which I said this the other day, and I still want to say how much it tickled me to get up early in the morning. I think it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Turned on the phone, went on to X. There's Elon flying through the air. testing the Starlink system, playing a video game while he was went to D.C. to kick butt. I love that. It's like something out of a cartoon almost. That's just so cool. Um, we miss our fighter. Christina says we miss our fighter for this issue here in Georgia. The Dustin Inman Society, King D.A. King, rest in peace. Yes, absolutely. Unplugged Georgia is the I guess your magazine. Is that an online magazine or is it print or both? Or please share. I'd love to know to make sure I'm giving you the a platform here to share that news. But yes, we pray for folks that have passed on, and when you have those fighters like that you miss them. Um, when you have somebody going to bat for you and they're passionate about it, that's tough. That's very tough. Anyway, continuing. Identified $150 billion in government waste. Again, just identifying. If there's a better reallocation of this, it's not like it's going to go in a vault somewhere and never be used. Money's generated by taxes to take care of things in the country, especially national defense, but other things. We want to make sure our seniors are taken care of. Quit stealing the money that our seniors have. Take care of your veterans, all that stuff. The Trump Gold Card operational within a week appears linked to the immigration system mentioned earlier. So a lot of these things are coming in a week, just days or a week, or again, it's happening very, very quickly. Oh yes, okay, I do know one of the names, and so thank you so much. Unplugged Georgia is a nonprofit organization I volunteer for. We are voters organized for trusted election results in Georgia, and the co-founders are Ricardo Davis, who I don't think I know, but I definitely know Garland Favorito. I have listened to Garland many times. We will definitely help plug that, and if you've got things you would like us to help with, we are there. I'm very familiar with the work that Garland's done, uncovering voter fraud and things, and distrust in elections for some time. Definitely enjoy the work, and I appreciate you so much coming and letting me know about that. I'm surprised I hadn't already been on it, really. I try to stay up on all this stuff and stay tuned in and plugged in with stuff that's going on in the state, especially around the country, but especially here in the home state. So thank you so much. We definitely will get on board with that. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been a blessing to us this morning. So the waste identified and the Trump Go Card operational week. 13, Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard was given her spotlight. Found evidence, voting machine. How many times? This is perfect timing for this. Follow us on Facebook at VoterGA. VoterGA. We'll get a card up for this, and we'll show it in our commercial, our stack of stuff we do for people, VoterGA. Definitely do that, folks. I'll leave that up for a minute. Tulsi Gabbard found evidence voting machines vulnerable to hacking. We've known this for a long time. Everybody laughed. Oh, you people are making up stuff. Pushing for paper ballots. Yes, that's been a push in the Georgia. I know one county or one. I don't know if it's the whole county. One precinct in the county, or maybe it was a county. I went back and we're doing paper ballots. It's been a big push in the state. A lot of people fighting against it. Globalist. Bombshell releasing, this is where I read this, RFK and MLK assassination documents within days. So it's just those two. The RFK wasn't I thought it was the Kennedy, but I think they did talk about that too. But RFK and MLK assassination documents within days. Big news. That is bombshell. That's big news. Again, I say get the information out there, and let's make sure our elections are secure. As I've said, many of you know, I am a assistant manager at my local precinct on election day. I've been I thought it was a volunteer. Honestly, I just wanted to help my county, my state, and the nation, and get involved. We had a special election in Georgia, and they needed 50 extra poll workers just in my county, and so I did it to help. And they said, "Hey, stay around. We need you." So I did it again, and I did it again, and did it again, and now I love my team. It's a great precinct. It's not one of the biggest, but it's a great precinct with great people, and they always are quick to say, "Hey, your manager's still going to be there," because I don't really want to be the manager. I just want to help out there. But uh, Christiana says Garland, Christina. I think I said your name wrong. I'm sorry. Garland came on this podcast to celebrate Tulsi Gabbard's recent statement on election issues, and I will leave that up there too, so you can also get Worldview Tube. I'm familiar with Worldview Tube as well, so I am familiar with there. Been a watcher. I just haven't been a watch lately. Been busy, but familiar with that as well. So we'll leave that up for a second. Copy that down and go watch Garland. You won't be disappointed. If you are interested in these things, which people that watch my channel or our channel, sorry, Rob, it's mine today because I'm the only one here. You'll enjoy watching and listening to Garland, especially if you're in the Georgia region for sure. Number 14, get her done. I have a few minutes just to talk here. I got to be off by 12:30. I got to go to work. I do work. I'll be back on the morning, by the way, for the Sunday morning in the Word. Sunday morning in the Word, and we'll get that off, and we'll make that available. 7:30. I've been trying to go on 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and last week I was so great. I just enjoyed so much the commentary in the chat. The our friend who came in the chat with their own channel who just talked about so much powerful stuff that happened in her life and how she found her way and the redemption and just amazing story, just an amazing story that she shared. And I've got to get her on. I have got to get her on. We tried to do that here recently, and just somehow we got disconnected, not lined up, and it's my fault. I need to reach back out. I know they're very busy, and she's in Harlan, I think, a big time difference, but we'll work it out because I think it's evening there when I'm on early, so we can work it out. Small business, the Small Business Association Administrator, Kelly Loeffler from Georgia. Modified loan applications require citizenship verification and date of birth. Yay! Yes! Reinstated $450 million in fees that were previously waived under the Biden administration. So again, Kelly Loeffler getting things done. All right, a heavy hitter here. This is quite interesting as it got around the table to the HS Secretary, Health and Human Services Secretary, Robert RFK Jr., reassessing fluoride after IQ impact research. This has been big in the news for a long time, especially on a lot of podcasts. A lot of people talking about the fluoride and the impact of that. And so they're reassessing it after IQ research, impact research, as one of the bullet points. Second bullet point, removing soda from food stamps. I've heard this talked about as well, removing soda from food stamps. Number 3, Operation Stork, cleaning baby formula is the number 3 quote he had. Number 4, school cell phone restrictions was number 4 quote. And number 5, reducing animal testing, I think probably eliminating eventually, in favor of AI. Take that, safer human medicine. You can be mad at me if you want. I'm not for this animal testing, especially on the monkey level. So he is out kicking butt and getting some things done. And so let me give you a couple of more here. There's a lot of cabinets, a lot of positions. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, 2 quotes, opening land and offshore leases to unleash, quote, unleash American energy, end quote. Opening land and offshore leases, some of those I think have already have been bid on, to, quote, unleash American energy, end quote. Drill, baby, drill. That's what he said, right? He follows through with his word. He says what he's going to do, and he does it. The first lease, oh, here it is, the first lease in the, quote, the Gulf of America, I love that, is already sold. Okay, not only sold, reverse Biden restrictions on energy development. Big win. That was a big shout that went up from the energy sector in America. Let's tap into what we have. Absolutely. Way to go, Mr. President. Way to go, Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. And last but not least, State Secretary Marco Rubio. Peace talks with Iran are scheduled for Saturday. That'll be today. And before today, the president released more information about the pressure they're going to put on Iran and China too, Iran to get this done. He has spoke very powerfully here. They're not going to put up with a bunch of stretching this out and wasting time, and no, it's got to happen pretty quick. Cracking down on student visas, yes. Still ticks me off. The Russian. What was his title that I read about a few days ago, last weekend? The Russian envoy, whatever he was called, who bragged about being American college educated, but yet at the same time was smack talking America or trying to act like that Vladimir's all pro Trump and all that. Shut up. We educate the world for them to go back and use their intelligence against us. But anyway, cracking down on student visas. These people use the visas to get in the country, not to get an education. Most of the time. Many of them do, no doubt. Met some of them, God bless them. But there are many of them that get in the country and they're subversive and they're doing things they ought not to do. So they need to crack down on it. Quote, no one has a right to a student visa. The press covers them like their birthright citizenship, end quote. Hallelujah. What an amazing quote. What an amazing quote. No one has a right to a student visa. The press covers them like their birthright citizenship. They do. They fall all over themselves. Oh, look where they're from. They're here because they're globalists. They love the world and they want to have the world come here and get a hold of all the things that we have. So, way to go, State Secretary Marco Rubio. Amazing announcements there as well. Kayla, you in here? Mm-hmm. Come over here. Why? Please. I know, but I want to see you just for a second. The world wants to see you. No. Well, that's funny. See, what's the cord there? This is my granddaughter, and bless her heart, fell skating last night and has a... Right here. It's right in here. That's where it hurts. Yeah, right. We have a soft cast on here. We'll get another x-ray in a week and decide if it was in fact. So she's in a little bit of pain this morning. Before you go to South Georgia, yeah, we will. I need to hurry. So are you going with us to South Georgia? No, I'm staying the night at Leah's. Okay. All right. So that's my granddaughter, Kaylee. She's a little camera shy. Not too much, but a little bit. But we were late at the hospital, and a lot of other people. Well, it actually wasn't crowded. I couldn't believe it. For a Friday night, it was not crowded. I was amazed. There was only maybe 4 other people in the whole emergency room. They did have one emergency come in, though. That's the only thing that slowed us down, as it should. It was a life-saving, and we do hope that this lady was stabilized. Lawyers are saying, Michael says, the one man is a citizen, deporting him, taking away his constitutional rights. You know what? There is something that a nation can do. If you are treasonous, well, we won't say the main thing they can do, but you know what I mean. But if you sell out your country, you can be stripped of that. So people better watch out how they're doing and tearing down America. I think it's a new sheriff in town and a new day. So there's ways to deal with that. But if he is a criminal, as I've said, we have a prison for him. It's called Gitmo. Yeah, he's not. I don't. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But you know what? If some lame judge wants to, liberal lame judge wants to do that, then we'll just put him in Gitmo, and his judge friend can visit him there. We need to utilize Gitmo a whole lot more than we are. A whole lot more. I think there's a lot that can be done there, and let's, let's just let's just move some people there. We got some people in American prisons that need to be sent there. That's American soil. We have a base there. That's American soil. Wherever we plant the flag, wherever we have a base, wherever we have an embassy, that's American soil. And yeah, we're not going to take it anymore. So what an amazing meeting. An update from the president as he went around the table. And those are just the main things, the main issues that they could want to announce right now. They're working on many more. That was just wow. I mean, it was just a wow moment as they went around the table. And I have never heard anything like it. Remember when Saddam Hussein would have all these generals up there in their ugly green uniforms? By the way, they were ugly. And he'd sit there and sometimes he went uniform, sometimes suit. He liked to go uniform to look tough, but he would go around the table, and all the generals would tell how they were destroying their enemies and taking out the Americans. Um, the That was the evil way to do it. This was the good way to do it. Sit around there and give Americans confidence and to feel good about about what's going on, because we need good news, because the legacy media is getting out in front of us, and they're trying to uh, make America look bad, scare people. It's a scare tactic. So thank you again, Ms. Christina. Attention farmers and gardeners, Make America Healthy Again tip. A group of experts in soil science explain the success of farmers in using these two products, Paleo Power and Harvest Harmonics, to heal the soil, increase crop yield without using toxic chemicals from foreign companies like Monsanto. So there you go. This is another Rumble video platform. Go there and copy that down as well and go watch that. Thank you, Miss Christina. You've been a blessing today. MAGA too, Make America Healthy Again. Yes, we need our foods cleaned up. Absolutely. This stuff they're putting in it, we know it's taking us down. Diseases and some things have went off the scale, and other things that have happened to Americans, and they know it. You can feel it. You're sick. You can feel that. You can tell it's doing damage to your body. Thank you so much for that. Come back anytime. Absolutely. Be on here for a few more minutes. We're going to be me and the granddaughter. She whispers, "I'm hurting." She did take something for it. So I loved it last night. And I didn't remember this because they get older. She'll be 13 soon. And they get better at taking things. They try to give her some Tylenol pills. She goes, "I don't do pills." They brought her the liquid. Stand your ground, baby girl. She didn't have her cover last night. She was aggravated. She said, "That lady over there's got cover. Why can't I have cover?" I said, "Because we're not going to be here long enough for you to get comfortable with your cover." And we weren't. We were in and out. I hate this. This is the third time, ain't it, Kaylee? Third time?
Nope. I broke both my shoulders this wrist twice, and I've already broke this one once.
So fourth? Fourth time.
No. Fourth time breaking my wrist. I broke both my shoulders.
Okay. She's had bike wreck, hoverboard wreck, scooter wreck, and now skating fall. Living life. She's like a football player. I mean, she's gonna be telling her grandkids about all of her war injuries. As she's older like me and having to walk around with, when the weather changes and you're trying to get used to, you're trying to get going. I've been very blessed. I say that I know a lot of people that struggle a lot that are a lot younger than me. I am thankful. I've had a few issues, and people with arthritis, severe arthritis. I will say that in my hands, I can feel a little bit. Every once in a while, my thumbs will hurt a little bit, but I don't have the strength in my hands I used to have. And I can feel that when the weather changes and stuff, cooler weather. They're bothering me a little bit. It's a little cool outside this morning. And if you see me rubbing my hands, I'm trying to get heat in them. I don't have the heat cranked up in the studio, so I'm trying to get heat in my hands to loosen them up, as we say. So, do y'all believe we covered this the other night in the? I've heard this, and we home remedies, and that was great. We're going to do part 2 of that show. I told Rob, I said we got to do that again. You missed it. But does the WD-40 does that work? I mean, come on. I don't buy it. I wouldn't do it. There's got to be a good healthy way to do that. Right, Miss Christina? Don't be using WD-40 on your joints. I mean, come on. Hey, you're not the Tin Man. There's got to be a healthy alternatives. Don't forget to watch Killer Carl tonight at. I think he goes on at. What did he say? He said 8 o'clock. He's going on at 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time, out of the great state of Pennsylvania. I believe that is. Yes, herbal remedies are great, and there is that. We definitely need that. We've got a nice shop that's not far from our house that does a lot in this area. I would like to get the holistic health guy, the Christian guy that's in Alabama, but I wouldn't want. I need to find a time that it wouldn't, because sometimes Killer has him on Saturday nights. And I think he's a regular. I don't want to do that. I just would like to have him come in and introduce his company and everything. I need to contact him and see if we can get him in through the week sometime. And I think that would be very interesting for a lot of our listeners and let you get Reagan's. It's called Reagan's. Carl's probably gone, but I'll get that name and we'll get it. I'll reach out. And I really like that young man. I mean, he's solid, got great information. He's funny. He likes some killer music on the Killer Carl show, and but just a good guy. Loves the Lord, and from the great state of Alabama. So you got a bunch of good positives there, and I like that. And Miss Christina, are you Georgia? I'm just curious. Are you Georgia? You live in the state, or are you helping from outside? However, I'm just curious. You don't have to give location. Just where you coming from in the world today? Michael's Georgia, not too far from me. Um, right up the road from, or right down the road from the church I used to go to, that my family established decades ago. But yeah, I need to get him on. That would be a great show to do. So yeah, and Half Pound Ford Steve, he said late last night he missed another live last night on that Smithy. He's got to fix his truck today, and then hopefully he said he's hoping to have a Sunday night show. And we don't go on to 9 o'clock, so if he goes on at 7, I would definitely be in for the first couple of hours. So it's been a little bit for him. Y'all pray for him. He's had some issues going on. Kaylee, you listening to music or something over there? By the way, folks, I'll be 60 in less than a month. Less than a month.
You're old.
Yeah, I am old. See, Kaylee will be 13 in July. And our musical divide is great, as you would expect. We're going down the road. She tolerates it, but if I put on something that's classic, she's like, "Oh, please don't put that on again." Oh, Kaylee likes things you can dance to, as of course young girls like to have that. She doesn't listen to really bad stuff. We don't allow that, but there's some music she likes. There's nothing wrong with it. And of course, we sing our church songs and stuff. So, um, but we do. I like music is great. Music can be used in a good way or a bad way, but music is powerful in our lives. Music reminds us, it moves us. It really does, and it reminds us of things in our life. And I don't know what Kaylee's reminded of right now. She's she's dancing over here, um, but music is.
My arm hurts.
I bet it does. Music has a very powerful influence in our life, and We have different moods, different music we put on for those moods, and they're tremendous in our lives. I mean, like I said, there are songs that are very special to me that remind me of really powerful memories that I have of people and situations and things. We won't show that picture. She's doing a Snapchat picture of me that looked horrible. Um, I will be headed out to work, but I am going to join in on the Killer Carl show tonight, talk for a bit. Thanks for the invite, brother. God bless you. And on it's May, it's early in May 9th, I think it is. May 9th, I will be on the Angry Conservative 1981 interview series, 11 a.m. I don't know if he records those or if we go live, but we'll give you information on that. And I appreciate him asking me to come up and be a part of that. So thanks so much. Support Jake that comes in here on his. I think he left StreamYard. He's on a different one now, but you see that he still comes in here. Follow Jake. He mods our Twitch channel and a little bit, I guess, our Discord. We got to get really up on that. He's gave me some tips and stuff, and so give us build you, make you, go get you, no matter what you're coming in on, a Rumble channel. You need that. You need to be on Rumble for sure. We never know about stuff, and we never know how some of these platforms are going to do. And we try to stay out there as much as we can. That doesn't mean we won't get canceled. We talk about enough stuff that we've already been spanked a couple of times by one. And that's okay. We try not to be too controversial, but sometimes you just got to talk about things you want to talk about. And I'm just not going to be limited like that. So we can either drop that from the live and go forward. We've talked about dropping one for many of the shows and just putting videos there that takes some things out if we need to and put them. Because we don't want to take it away from the folks that listen, but it's not a lot of people that follow us on this one particular one, and they've just been giving us a lot of flack, and about sick of it. Nobody else does. It's the only one that's giving us any flack, and we have many options, and we don't need it. So, what they can go stuff it, as we say. But have a great Saturday. It's like I said, it's beautiful blue skies here. It's a little cool, and be happy. If you can have the happiness that Kaylee has right now.
Well, I get to go to my friend's house.
She went to her friend's house. She's all happy. Don't worry. Be happy. And she's doing that with a injured wing. If you can do that, life's pretty good. So we're gonna go get ready for that and jump back out in the world, go meet some people, and hopefully they're nice. You never know what you're going to get when you go out in the world. You never know if they're going to be nice or mean or whatever. But yeah, and we are going to put together the Jeb and Bubba show. We've got everything ready. We just got to put that together for this weekend with everything that's happened over the last few days: storms, sickness, and or injury. Been a little challenging for us to get that done. And some of you may have seen it. Before we go, we'll play the promo again. I'll be back in just a minute, but let's play the promo for the Jeb and Bubba show.
Hey, it's Uncle Jeb back in the house, in the studio, and I want to invite you to watch the Jeb and Bubba show. Yeah, Jeb and Bubba. Bubba's around here somewhere, but I want you to watch the Jeb and Bubba show. Just a doggone minute there, Uncle Jeb, George Bubba, and I'm on this show too. Who do you think you are talking to me like that, you little sniveling snot? Uncle Jeb, I'm a part of this show too. After all, it's called the Jeb and Bubba Show. You got that? Oh, I got it, boy, but I'm the star of the show. So every week, folks, tune in and watch the Uncle Jeb or Jeb and, you got anything to say? Bubba Show. Ha! See you ever. See you ever. See you ever. See you ever. Well, whenever they let us do it. There goes my hat. Ah!
The reaction says it all. All right, folks, we're going to get off of here. Take care. God bless. Pray for others. Pray for us. We'll pray for you. And have a great Saturday. Be back in the morning for the Sunday morning in the Word. Tomorrow night is News Desk, and we might be on with another show tomorrow afternoon. We will be watching the race for our Southern Fried Racing Hour with Dave and Dean. Bristol, baby. I can't wait. That's a great race. I love it. Can't wait to be a part of that. Oh, Miss Christina, you got to come watch us. Oh, but we're glad to be here for the weekend. Just me, and then Monday morning, back together with Rob. Monday morning show, and Monday night Mama said. Hopefully back with Miss Elizabeth. She was under the weather too, and we've got to come in and get that. We're going to cover. Jeb has came up. It's going to be in the Jeb and Bubba show, but we're going to try to cover that Monday night. One of the things he brings up about her needing a boyfriend. Some song titles for the teacher. So
I need a boyfriend.
you don't need a boyfriend. Too early for you. All right, I gotta get off here before I get in trouble. Grandbaby's back here plotting. She's probably like, okay, I could really embarrass my grandpa right now. She wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Enjoyed the show. Hope your granddaughter gets well soon. Take it easy, she says. So
yeah, I'm good.
She's good. She's gonna go see a friend, and it's not the full cast. I'm glad of that. That was hard, but even putting that one on there was.
You're not the one that has to wear.
You can't. It's limiting obviously, and you can't get some clothes on and off easy, so it's hard. But
I had to cut my favorite shirt.
I told you were going to have to do that. They ask you about it, and you're like, oh no, I have no problem getting clothes overcast. And then last night it was like, this is not gonna work, and it did. We'll go out to a little music, and we'll see you soon. Take care, and say bye. Let me get the music ready, then we'll go. We'll might play a couple of tunes as we go out. We'll see. We'll do it. We'll do aggressive, and then we'll do something. I don't know. We'll do something. Here we go. Yeah, you got to get fired up for the weekend. See ya.
Nope.
pipes they hum in the morning dew, a mournful call so raw and true. Through misty hills the echoes play, chasing the ghosts of a fading day. The wind, it dances with the sound so bold, silver whispers through the cold. Mountains weep as the notes do climb, a sorrowful hymn that escapes through time. Oh, hear the cries of the rising pipes, feel the strain where the soul collides. A tune that wraps in a tartan shroud, lifting the hearts of the heavy bowed. The valley listens with thirsty hills, quiet falls as the music spills, a thread of past where the future leads, carried afar by these ancient seas. A lone piper stands where the clouds kiss earth, a solitary hymn giving life its worth. Each note a tear for the ones we've missed, echoes that linger through highland mist. Breathing life where silence grows, the pipes unlock what the heart bestows. Eternal words without the sound, heavy hearts they firmly ground. Oh, hear the cries of the rising pipes, feel the strain where the soul collides. A tune that wraps in a tartan shroud, lifting the hearts of the heavy bowed. Upon the hill where breezes sigh, the shepherd watched the stars go by. With hands of grace and heart so pure, he bore the weight we could not endure. Oh, Jesus Christ, the morning light, you banish shadows from the night. With mercy vast as oceans roar, forever King, forevermore. A crown of thorns he wore for us, through pain he walked without disgust. In every tear a love so deep, he wakes the heart that dares to sleep. Oh, Jesus Christ, the morning light, you banish shadows from the night. With mercy vast as oceans roar, forever King, forevermore. A crown of thorns he wore for us, through pain he walked without disgust. In every tear a love so deep, he wakes the heart that dares to sleep. Oh, Jesus Christ, the morning light, you banish shadows from the night. With mercy vast as oceans roar, forever King, forevermore. Through stormy skies and valleys low, his voice like whispers softly flow. A guiding hand, a lantern's glow. The shepherd shepherd leads where hope will grow. Oh, Jesus Christ, the morning light, you banish shadows from the night. With mercy vast as oceans roar, forever King, forevermore.